Hello, hello! My name is Callista and welcome back to Pentiment. In the last episode, we moved our initial investigation down into the town. We had a rather suspicious chat with Father Thomas, in my opinion. That line, oh, anyone would have thought that Otto's death would have caused the mob to disband. That's not the exact line, but it's those vibes. Like, oh, anyone would have thought that they would have given up on this course of action. Whoever would have guessed that Otto dying would have inflamed them all. Well, anyone with eyes. Anyone with eyes to see and common sense in their brains would have known Otto's death would set the town on fire. So the fact that Father Thomas, who is their confessor, who should know these people very intimately, didn't see that, combined with the fact he kept saying, like, oh, this is all my fault, this is all my fault. Now, he could mean that in an innocent way. You know, I am their confessor, I am their priest. I should have been more insistent that everyone chill the fuck out and we not get into this argument situation. He could mean that, or he could mean that quite literally, this is my fault because I'm the one writing all these letters and being shitty and stirring the pot. Like, I don't trust Father Thomas. I do not trust him anymore. I think Sister Amelie is in the clear. I think I completely misread her. I feel very remorseful for slagging off Sister Amelie so much in Act 1. I have turned my gaze to Father Thomas. I don't trust him no more. And now we go to see someone I don't trust even more. Fuckface McGee, the miller. Bless you, Master Mailer. Else is fine. I like Else, and I like Paul. Oh, hiya. Hello, Master Mailer. Anything new down here? Just very quickly? No, okay. Yeah, it's your father. I've completely forgotten his name. Lindhart, there we go. I get there in the end. Oh, hello, Stobe. You must get some pets, yes. What a lovely greyhound. Or a whippet, I guess. I'm not sure. Now then, you're right. Andreas, it appears you're caught up in another murder again. Quite unfortunate timing for you. Quite fortunate for you, given your meal with Baltus and Dr. Stolz. If I can find the real killer and prevent more bloodshed, maybe it's a good thing I was here. I mean, yeah, this guy has like a cast iron alibi. Because he was with the doctor and Baltus when they heard the scream. And I think they would have mentioned, oh yeah, Lindhart left the room, came back, and then like 30 seconds later there was this horrific scream. Like, I think that would have been mentioned. So I'm pretty sure that Lindhart has a cast iron alibi. This is not one of our culprits, one of our suspects. Ooh. Again, I'm drawn to this. I think Andreas is viewing this as a chance for redemption. What he did with Lucky, maybe he views that as like, oh yeah, it's all karma. I fucked over Lucky, and now my life has gone to shit. And maybe if I do this, if I get justice for a good man, maybe my life can be good again. If I can find the real killer and prevent more bloodshed, maybe it's a good thing I was here. Just stall them. Either they'll see the error of their ways, or the Duke will send soldiers to Tassing. Yes, a show of force. That will quench the peasant's bloodlust. If you say so, yeah, I'm just not say anything to that. In any case, if you get tired of investigating, my door is open. If you'd like to join my family for a meal, or see the mountains, let me know. See the mountains, perhaps some other time. I want to know what he means by this, but I don't want to get locked into something. Perhaps some other time. As you wish, of course, until later. Until then. Okay, so we can go for, like, a hike with Lendhart. Potentially get some more information from someone who was... He wasn't exactly at the scene of the crime, but he was, like, close to it. He might have heard something, might have seen something. Hi. Hello, Master Mailer. That bit of a deep voice for a wee lad, but whatever. Maybe he's going through puberty. God bless you, Andreas. You too, Helena. To be fair, these two were in the woods. We saw them picking herbs in, They were in disguise, but it was pretty easy to tell that that was Helena and Martha. So they probably wouldn't have seen anything. They were too far away. Now then, you're all right. Good to see you, Andreas. Hello, Cat. Martin seems different from how I remembered him. What changed? Oh, that's right. He was still gone by the time you left Tassing. He returned several weeks. They made it sound like it was years before. I swear down they were talking like, oh, we had this awful winter. You know, the dickhead husband died, Wolf died. They made it sound like it was months, if not years, before he came back. Now we're being told it's weeks. Okay. He returned several weeks later, like he always did. Although, to be fair, she could be making him seem better than he was. It might have been months or years, and this is his man, so obviously she's going to be like, oh, I need to make sure his reputation is good. I'll say it was weeks rather than months. Maybe that's what's going on. Was it his travels or time that changed him? Is he still causing trouble for the town? I mean, we know that he isn't. We know that he occasionally gets drunk. And he gets into fights. But he doesn't seem like he's doing that all the time. It seems more like that's like, oh yeah, he does that occasionally. Was it his travels or time that changed him? Only God? There we go. Only God knows the truth of a man's heart, but I suspect the challenges he faced on the road improved his memories of home. He hasn't stolen anything or run off in years. Truly, the Lord provides for his faithful. He and Otto were arguing the other day, though. Do you know why? Were they? I'm sorry, Andreas, but I don't know anything about that. Martin supports Otto in his cause against the abbot's taxes. They didn't have any cause to fight. I don't know, Kat. That argument was quite heated. Is Martin a suspect? Would Martin have any reason to hurt Otto? Of course not. They've become close friends these past few years, like brothers. Even brothers quarrel. After France died, God blessed me by returning my son to me, healed of his darkness. We should be giving thanks to the Lord. Oh, excuse me. We should be giving thanks that the Lord led Martin to the light. Oh. You weren't blind to his flaws before. You know men like him don't change. Well, who's to say? Like, he seems like a good dude. He was having some trouble in his youth. He was angry. He was a bit of a prick. He went away, he suffered, and he realised he had a Judy Garland moment. He was like, shit, there is no place like home. And he returned. I quite like Martin. I quite like his story of like this angry young man who's, you know, improved himself. He's gotten his life back on track. Oh, I hope it wasn't Martin. I hope, please. You weren't blind to his flaws before. You know men like him don't change. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. I'm just trying to find out who really killed Otto. Frowned thoughtfully. Oh, it's between these. Here's the thing, this is kind of saying, oh, I was just trying to find out who really killed Otto. It could be your son. Oh. This is insisting that Martin is still a rumman. And I don't think he is a rumman now. A rumman, for anyone not native to, I'm pretty sure this is only a phrase in the north of England, but probably in Scotland as well, but I don't know if they have this phrase in the south. Rumman, like R-U-M, like the drink, rumman, it's a wrong un, a bad un. To quote King of the Hill, that boy ain't right. Like, that's someone who's a bit rum. I don't think that Martin is rum anymore. I think he's a decent dude. I'm just gonna frown. Trust me, Andreas. I know my own son. Martin would never do such a thing. As you say, thank you for talking with me, Cat. Yeah, thank you for talking with me, Cat. Thank you for hearing me out. Until later, Andreas. Until then. I mean, okay, they were arguing. And we know that ultimately Martin is in support of Otto, but he also was like, yeah, I don't exactly want to go against the church. I approve in theory, you know, this whole thing about like lowering the taxes and this, that and the other, but if the abbot says don't be going into the forest, I'm not going to go against the abbot's wishes because like the abbot is, you know, the representative of God in our village, so like I don't want to go against God's will. Martin seemed like he was in a very awkward position. I think, would Martin supporting Otto in theory, maybe Otto was like, no, you can't be supporting me in theory, you need to be supporting me practically. Martin's got a really good life. He's knuckled down, he's got his, you know, his head screwed on right. He's doing what he should, he's looking after his mam, he's looking after Brigita. He's looking after the farm. His life is going right. Would he really risk that just because Otto was like, hey, you can't be supporting me theoretically? Because, like, that's the only beef I can come up with between the two of them. You're supporting me theoretically, but you're not supporting me practically. You talk the talk, but you're not necessarily walking the walk. I need you to be there for me. Then again, if soldiers come to tassing, Cat might be killed, Brigita might be killed, the farms might be razed. I don't know. I could see it going either way for Martin. He's living a really good life. And surely he wouldn't risk that by killing Otto. At the same time, Otto was putting his family in danger because soldiers could come. And surely he would want to do anything to protect his life that, as I said, is going really well at the moment. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Martin. You're doing so good, Martin. I don't want him to have done it. Hello, Andreas. Could you spare a moment, Brigita? I suppose. What do you need? It was so strange seeing Martin. What do you mean? It seems like he came back from his travels a changed man. Last time I was in Tassing, he ran off. Now he's back and I didn't recognise him. He was an ass last time I saw him, but he seems changed. Unless he was a right prick, your husband. It seems like he came back from his travels a changed man. For the better, yes. For all the grief he gave me, we're happy now. Is that so bad? No, of course not. I just didn't expect it of Martin. She's always been loyal. She's always been loyal, even in Act 1. When Martin was a right prick, she was there being like, oh, he'll come back. I know him. He'd never leave me and Wolf. She always saw the best in him. No, of course not. He did get into an argument with Otto when I was coming into town, though. What happened there? Why all the questions about my husband, Andreas? Oh. We killed her dad. Of course she's gonna be suspicious of us. She's like, you murdered my dad. I'm looking for any reason someone might want to murder Otto. I'm trying to figure out who murdered Otto. Lie, I'm trying to catch up on everything that's changed in Tassing. Remain silent. Oh God, I don't know what to do. Because I don't think Martin did it. I don't think... Again, it depends on how you look at it. He had so much that he could lose. Why would he take that risk? But he had so much to lose, and Otto was putting that in danger. Surely he would take a risk to keep his family safe. I don't want him to have done it. I don't want him to have done it. I don't know. Oh God. Oh God. I don't want to lie. I don't... I think that remaining silent is as good as saying, oh, I think your husband's a murderer. I am... If we lie and it later comes out, oh yeah, we lied, then she's gonna be pissed. I'm thinking back to Act 1. So I'm aware. At first, I thought with the persuasion checks, let's call them, I thought it was a roll of a dice. No, it turns out that it's how you need to fill up the blue bar. You need to fill up the bar, and if it's full, then yeah, they'll give you the information. And if it isn't full, then it's not. As I said, I thought it was a dice roll. I thought I was getting very unlucky, but no, I was pissing people off. It's like with Agnes. I accused Lucky of being a murderer, and Agnes later on was like, well, I'm not going to tell you information because you've accused my husband of being a murderer. So I don't want to implicate, oh, I think Martin's a killer, because then, you know, they're going to be like, oh, well, shit, we're not going to talk to you then. But I don't want to lie, because I'm like, it's better to tell the truth. It's better to just tell the truth. Because we're probably going to get caught in the lie. Why? I need to pick something. I can't just stay on this screen forever. Oh, I just dinged my mic. I do apologise if you heard that. I feel like she's gonna know. I feel like she's gonna know. We're investigating Otto's death. Like, she's not daft. She's not stupid. Ah! I am in pain. I am in physical pain here. I mean, if we just say this, then she's not going to... Oh, God. Meh. I'm panicking. I'm genuinely panicking. You know what? What would Andreas do? Andreas got bit in the arse by being too honest in chapter 1. He got bit in the arse. Oh, but she's gonna know. Fuck it, I'm committing. I'm trying to catch up on everything that's changed in Tassing. She knows! You're a poor liar, Andreas. I know! I know! I should have gone with this in the first place. This was my gut instinct as well. Fuck it. I'm looking for any reason someone might want to murder Otto. Otto was pressing Martin to support him in the town commons, Andreas. Martin has changed, but his history in this town is remembered. He doesn't want to cause more trouble. He didn't want to speak in the commons because he's afraid of the abbot. They squabbled over it, that's all. Otto threatened Martin if he didn't cooperate. What was your husband so afraid Otto knew? Oh shit! Yeah, we lied. I shouldn't have done it. But we filled up the blue bar! Help me understand the truth, Brigita. Yes! Woohoo! I've passed so few of those! Martin does have a secret, I'll tell you. Oh my god! I'm genuinely quite shocked. Oh my, I'm sorry, I find this funny. Because I was so obsessed. At the beginning of this. Is this Martin? And I think what happened was I overthought it. I overthought it so much that I was like, no, my gut isn't right. I'm talking nonsense. That is Martin. And I overthought it to the point where I was just like, that's bullshit. Oh my god. My Martin never came back. He died on the road. Jobst? Okay. The man who came back is Jobst Farber. He travelled with my husband, and when Martin died, he took my husband's place. They looked alike, no one even noticed. Jobst has been a better husband than Martin ever was. He had a rough past, but he's a changed man. He saved the farm and our family. He works hard and lets me spend as much time with Veronica as I want. They are totes gay. 100%. He's a miracle I never expected to have. I don't know how Otto found out, but I'm not surprised he held it over Jobst to get his way. That wasn't fair of Otto, but Jobst wouldn't kill Otto over it. Oh, if anyone finds out he's impersonating Martin, he could face a criminal charge. But how well do you know Jobst, really? I guarantee I'm not pronouncing this name incorrectly. I guarantee. I'll look that up. I'll look that up in between episodes. But has he gotten into... But he has gotten into trouble before, hasn't he? I guess... I would assume that impersonating a peasant wouldn't be all that serious in this time period. Like, it'd be identity theft now, but... Did identity theft exist at this time? Is that an actual thing? Like, if it were a noble, oh, you were impersonating a noble, I could see people giving a shit about that. But no one's gonna give a shit. Oh, he's impersonating a peasant. Like, who cares? I guess maybe it would be the case of, oh, if he did, you know, he has X charges waiting for him in whatever township. I mean, just because someone's gotten in trouble before doesn't mean they're going to get in trouble again. It's like, when this is a much less serious thing, but when I was a little girl, I was on a school field trip, and I had some candy, I had the wrapper, and we were on, like, a train platform, and there were no bins. And I decided, right, I'm just going to toss the wrapper. And I tossed it on the floor, and the teacher saw me, and he shouted, you know, like, who threw that wrapper? Go and get it! And I ran out, and I got it. And he gave me such a bollocking in front of everyone. I've never littered since. I was in primary school. Yeah. Oh. It was year 5 or 6, so I would have been maybe... Oh, God. 10-ish? Yeah, around about that age. I've never littered since, because he gave me such a bollocking. If this guy, you know, he was getting into trouble, this, that, and the other, he sees Martin die, and if they look alike, they look so alike. I mean, does Kat realise? Does Kat realise that that's not her kid? Because if they look that alike, that it could trick someone's man, maybe he looked down at Martin and was like, holy shit, this could have been me. He looks so much like me. Like, that could have caused him to have this major epiphany. And, you know, he's like, I'm never going to do crime again. Just because someone's gotten into trouble before doesn't mean they're going to be in trouble for the rest of their lives. She's been living with him for years. Potentially, she's been with Jobst longer than she was with Martin. At this stage, I don't know how long she and Martin were married for. But potentially, she's known Jobst longer than she was married to Martin. I'm drawn to this one. If anyone finds out he's impersonating Martin, he could face a criminal charge. One far less severe than murder. Please, Andreas. Oh, shit! Oh, God. Oh, God. I killed her dad. I can't kill her husband and father of her kid as well. Oh, God. Please, Andreas. I'm pregnant with his child. He's a good man. Leave us out of this. Again, potentially she's been married to Jobst longer than she was married to Martin. I mean, that being said, do you ever truly know anyone? Do you ever truly know someone completely inside and out? I don't think you do. But again, that doesn't mean... She made a good point. Yes, he could face a charge, but... Like, what would that be? For murder, you get killed. We saw that in chapter 1. Murder is like, okay, we kill you because you killed someone else. You might go to prison for a little bit. You might... I was going to say he might have one of his hands lopped off, but that's more associated with, like, you were nicking, therefore we lop off one of your hands. He'd probably just go to prison for a bit. I mean, to be honest, I think no matter what, Andreas killed this girl's dad. He killed this girl's dad. Martin seems like a good dude. Well, Jobst seems like a good dude. I think he'd be inclined to believe her just because it's, oh shit, I killed your dad. I killed your dad. I can't kill your husband. I'll do what I can to keep your family safe. Thank you, Andreas. I'll see you later. Until then. Oh, shit. A man named Jobst Farber. Oh, damn. Damn. I feel... I just... If he got caught, if Otto let it out, that's not Martin, that's Jobst Farber. He might go to prison for a bit. Brigita and Kat would probably lose some reputation in town because it's like, how did you not know this wasn't your husband and son? And they'd probably have to move once Martin got out of prison. Because I assume they'd welcome him back with open arms because he's been a good bloke. He's taken care of them. So they'd probably have to move, but again, that's hassle. That's not being killed for murder. Okay, knowing that Otto was putting Jobst / Martin in danger. It wasn't that he was putting his family in danger with the soldiers. It's that, okay, you know this secret about me and you're holding it over my head. Genuinely, I'm thinking Martin had too much to lose. Oh, he lets out my secret, I go to prison and I come out a few years later and maybe me and my family have to move. Compared to, oh, I kill him to keep my secret and I risk being killed myself. I don't think those stakes are too high. Those are not stakes I would want to partake in. I would rather risk prison. I don't think he did it. That's too much of a risk. That is too much of a risk when you just face prison. Like, that's not worth it. That is not worth it. Well, I am out of time for this episode. In the next one, we're going to see if we can talk to Martin. And if not, again, we'll just carry on having a look around, see what we can find. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below. And if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.